Hey, what's up guys, it's Dusty here. Welcome back to another BO2 story time. As you can see, I'm in a different setup and yeah, don't get too used to it. Just forgot to film the intro to this video. So the rest of this video is pre-recorded, but yeah, hope you guys enjoy. All right, cool. Well, this is a 29 lobby. I kind of wanted to snipe, but this is fine too. Normally you'd never get turbine on FFA. I know it's not supposed to be possible. Here, let me get a class I can suicide with. Anyways, this is fine. I just wanted an online game to tell my story in. Just for perspective, the story starts off in chemistry. Minding my business and then bell rings and I gotta go to my class. Normally the walk from third period to fourth period was like at least 4 minutes. I took my time walking to most of my classes because, you know, I'm trying to chat it up with the huzz. I'm trying to look like I got a reason to be late to class and shit. So I'd always pull up when there was like a minute left in passing period. And my fourth period was woodshop. So the first thing to note about this class was on this day specifically, there was a substitute teacher. My woodshop teacher was so chill. When we had a sub, it'd literally just be study hall. Pretty sure our teacher just wrote on a piece of paper, give them study hall or some shit like that. I don't know. When I got there, it's the sub in the front desk and then the two main characters of this story, my boy Vaughn and this girl, we're gonna call her Lyla, like from Dexter Morgan. So Vaughn and Lyla are already there when I get to class. Vaughn was fine, but I remember Lyla like already had her head down by the time I'd gotten into class. I think one more thing I should explain to you guys before I fully get immersed in the story is the class layout. So when I walk in through the door and the substitute teacher is right here in front of the classroom, if the rows of seats are this way towards the camera, then there would be 1, 2, 3 rows on the left of him, 1, 2, 3 rows in front of him, and then 1, 2, 3 rows on the right of him. And me, Vaughn, and Lyla were in the back 2 rows and the ones to the right of him. Each row had like 3 seats, and we also sat in like the furthest seats away from the teacher. So, you know, we're chatting it up, we're on our phones and shit. Here, hold up, Deb just messaged me. So yeah, we're fucking around. We're not really doing what we're supposed to be doing. I think I was on my phone or some shit. I don't know. It was study hall, bro. We had a substitute teacher. It was woodshop. I was about to graduate in a year. I don't give a fuck. After like 10 minutes, Lyla finally puts her head up and starts talking to me and Vaughn. And the first thing to note about Lyla was she was geeked, bro. Like, I knew she smoked. I'd hit her pen in class before, but this was like a different level. Like, she was looking past me, bro. So to be honest, I kind of just started minding my business, but she was still talking to Vaughn. And after like 5 minutes, I remember her saying some shit like, dude, I'm not good. I need to go to the wellness center. To give you guys a rundown, the wellness center was basically a way for people to ditch class without actually ditching class in my school. They implemented the wellness center about a year before I got into high school because apparently we had a lot of students who were committing suicide in the previous years, which is obviously a very serious thing, but the students didn't take the wellness center very seriously. They hired a bunch of therapists to, you know, stay there in the wellness center at school and talk to, you know, the kids who needed it. And I will admit, it probably worked for some people. Some people definitely used that shit. Most people, when they went into the wellness center, would just say they needed to decompress and they'd sit there for an entire period. It was just a way to ditch class without ditching class. It was like a free excused absence. She had hit her pen before she had even walked into class, so I guess she came to class geek. She was already like this in third period. It was just starting to get bad right now. So at this point, me and Vaughn were good. I had my own pen, but I don't even think I was faded. And Vaughn, he's a young chifa now, but back then I don't even think he was smoking every day. And Vaughn's like, yeah, sure, I got you. Lyla tells Vaughn, yo, I don't think I'm good enough to ask the teacher to go to the wellness center. Can you ask him for me? And this was already a red flag, but so Vaughn was like, yeah, sure, I got you. And Vaughn goes and tells the teacher, hey, Lyla needs to go to the wellness center. She doesn't feel good. Kind of trying to play it off like she was sad or some shit, but that was not the reason, bro. She was just off her ass. And the teacher gets up off his phone like, and he's like, yeah, she can go to the wellness center, just she gotta go by herself. Mind you not, while this is happening, I'm just in the woodshop bathroom hidden my pen. I forgot to explain this when I was describing the layout of the classroom. Our woodshop class had its own personal bathroom. There's literally like 9 bathroom regulars for that classroom a day, bro. You know those people who just like set aside their pride, like they don't even care anymore. They just ask the teacher to go to the bathroom every day, and the teacher just lets them because they don't even want to fucking deal with them. That's how it was for like a third of my class. I didn't abuse it, but I definitely went in there like every other day. Anyways, today was one of those days. So I'm walking out of the bathroom and I'm making my way back to my seat as Lyla is getting up and going, making her way to the wellness center. Another thing to note about the layout of the classroom was since we were to my substitute teacher's right and Lyla was in the row behind us, that meant that she was in the furthest row from the door because the door was behind the teacher to the left. So she had to get across every single row before she made it out the door and into the next classroom over without the entire classroom noticing that she's high. Was he in the tree? Was he in the tree? Like, is this Vietnam? I didn't even get an attempt, bro. All right, y'all, now that I'm actually in a game. So Lila's making her way to the door, and you know, she's good for like the first 2 rows. I thought she was gonna be fine. And right as Lyla started passing by that last row before she got out the door, she kind of bumped into the dude that was in like the outermost seat. And in my head, I'm like, okay, the ball's still in the air, right? She can recover this. But nah, bro. Her controller gets stick drift, and instead of walking into the doorway, she walks into the fucking door frame. Now, me and Vaughn are sitting in the back of the classroom like, because we're the only ones that know what's going on, other than like, I think the kid who was sitting next to Lyla. All the other kids were just confused. And like I said, me and Vaughn were part of the furthest people away from Lyla at the time. We were literally across the classroom. So kind of like under my breath, but loud enough for people to hear it, I was like, yo, someone grab her. And it was like nobody got up to get her, bro. I don't know. So you know, me and Vaughn look at each other and we're like, fuck, bro. And I'm in the outermost seat, so I got up first and, you know, started walking across the rows over to where she was, and Vaughn followed me. We had like a little railing outside of our woodshop classroom, and by the time I had made my way over to her, she was already like walking towards the railing, but her head was down, bro. She was like blindly walking. So I like grabbed her shoulders and like kind of sat her down on the floor. And I looked at Vaughn and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go talk to the teacher. And I go in and I tell the teacher like, hey, we're gonna need to get a nurse, bro. And this substitute teacher dead ass tells me I don't know how to use the phone. So I'm like, okay, fuck. I just didn't waste any time. I started running to the nurse's office. I don't know if that's dramatic, bro, but Lyla low-key looked like she was dying. Like, I don't know. When I sat her down on the floor and left her with Vaughn, she was like going in and out of consciousness. Anyways, I get to the nurse's office and I tell them, hey, we have a girl who fainted in our classroom. They immediately whip out the wheelchair. I don't know how, but I think the principal was in the vicinity because he started following me back to the classroom. Somehow he heard about it within like the 20 seconds I was in the main office trying to get the nurse. Mind you not, I just hit my pen like 3 minutes ago. So, you know, shit's kind of kicking in for me too. I don't know. I guess the situation was elevated enough to the point where he didn't notice. So as we're walking back to the classroom, I'm kind of giving this guy the rundown. I'm telling him without telling him, you know, this girl literally fainted in front of the entire classroom because she was high. But, you know, I'm not a fucking snitch, so I'm not going to say she was smoking. And yeah, by the time we got back to the woodshop classroom, she was conscious enough to like get in the wheelchair. And like while she was still trying to grasp consciousness before like the principal and the nurse got there, I guess Vaughn got her to tell him where her pens and her vapes were in her bag because he knew they were gonna go through that shit considering the situation, and that shit could have came back to us. So honestly, that was a smart move. I've been telling this story, I just haven't been locked in on trick shotting. Now I'm the last one. Oh my god, I didn't even fucking get the chance to trick shot that. But yeah, after that, Lyla got taken back up in a wheelchair to the nurse's office, and that was that. Like I said, me and Vaughn were a little geeked because she sold the bag with the whole pen thing, but if that was gonna come back to us, it wasn't gonna come back to us that day. They had bigger problems to worry about at the moment. So I remember maybe 10-20 minutes after, Vaughn made his little trip to the woodshop restroom too. And I don't even think he had his own card at the time. I'm starting to remember now that he did not show up to that class sober. He definitely already tapped the yard in 3rd period, and I think he told me he didn't eat too, but I don't know. I had never seen him green out before, so I thought he'd be fine. And yeah, for the most part, he was fine. He came out of the bathroom, you know, didn't come out coughing. That's just like asking to get caught. And yeah, we went back to our study hall. I remember I was working on a little project for art. I think I was making like earrings. It was like some bullshit project where we had to make like a business based on art. So I think I started making like earrings and I started selling them to the huzz. It was low-key the strat. And yeah, as I'm sitting there, you know, doing my shit, Vaughn was just sitting next to me on his phone. Now, another thing to note about this woodshop classroom was that the chairs did not have backrests. So in these rows, we were sitting on stools, not actual desk chairs. And these stools were like a little taller than a regular desk too. They were like 2.5 feet, 3 feet off the floor. Anyways, you know, I'm sitting there doing my work, making my earring, and then I just hear boom. Sorry, Cheech. I feel so bad, bro. My cat's just been trying to sleep. And I look down, and I can't make this shit up. Vaughn is on the floor with his eyes rolled back into his forehead. I thought it might have been GG's for him, bro. No way he hit a shot. Damn, nobody was at last, but like, that was trash. I can't fucking finish this story because people end off the game. So I'm looking down at Vaughn like, Vaughn. And this motherfucker's just like out, like controller disconnected, AFK up here, bro, like no sign of life. And in my head, I'm thinking like, all right, it's probably about like 3 seconds now. He's gonna start having a seizure. So I held his head to the side. That's what you're supposed to do, I think, when people have a seizure. Right as I'm about to start taking this motherfucker's pulse, he like wakes up. I'm like, oh, okay, so we're good. He like wakes up and like stands up immediately. Now everybody's like, yo, get back down. And Vaughn, like with like a pale ass face, face, he's like, bro, I'm good. She was like Sasuke saying he was about to be the next Hokage, bro. The entire class looked at him like, bro, you are not good. Sit back down. So this motherfucker sits back down, and I remember him looking back up at me because I don't know, he was a lot more conscious than Lyla was. After he'd gotten up, he wasn't like dying. So I crouched down and he's like, yo, you gotta get the vapes from my bag. And in my head, I'm like, I do have to get the vapes from the bag because at this point Vaughn has his stuff and Lila's stuff, so if he gets caught, it's like a double whammy. That could have gotten me fucked up, that could have gotten the kid who let him hit his pen fucked up, that could have gotten a lot of people in that class fucked up. So I'm like, okay bro, where is it? And he's like, in the bottom of the bag, which is very fucking vague because Vaughn didn't even have a backpack. He had like a tote bag, so I literally just had to like pull out like all of his binders and reach and just like feeling my hand around until I stumbled upon something that kind of felt like a vape. Anyways, for the circumstances, I must have done a pretty good job because I managed to get everything. I think after that, the teacher magically figured out how to contact the nurse because I don't remember anyone having to go get her for Vaughn unless she like just didn't go far. And yeah, I'm pretty sure they called an ambulance for Vaughn too because at this point, since 2 people had passed out in the classroom, they thought it was like a health inspection thing. They had these dudes in like fucking hazmat suits come into our classroom and they literally inspected the classroom for like chemical leaks or some shit in the air. But it had absolutely nothing to do with the chemicals in the air. Everybody was a little more geeked than they could have handled that day. And the crazy part about this story is Vaughn didn't get caught. I don't know how we always get the good ending, bro. He told me like the firefighters are pressing him for a drug test and he was like, go ahead, drug test me. I guess that front was enough to like make them back off because technically you can't get drug tested by them without a like parental sign off, and I guess he knew that. So by the time his mom did roll around there, I don't even think they asked her about it because they were just convinced like he was clean. So yeah, W Vaughn, W good ending, and yeah, that's pretty much the story. I feel like there are probably more details I could have thrown in there. I remember the next day our teacher actually showed up to school and there wasn't a sub. He was so fucking disappointed in us. We had like a whole conversation about how if he caught somebody, it would be like an automatic expulsion or some shit like that, and that like he knew we were smoking weed and that he's like been known about it for a while. But it's like, okay bro, if you do that, then like go ahead and catch somebody, because I don't think he caught anybody that entire year unless he's just chill like that. I don't know. Anyways, I think that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for the story time, y'all. I might retell this story again maybe in the future when I run out of stories to tell, who knows, because this is one for the books. But yeah, that's about everything in it. If you guys enjoyed the story time, please be sure to leave a like or a comment, and if you have the time to subscribe, it'd mean the world to me. We're on the road to 800 subscribers as I'm shooting this video, so if you guys could help me out with that, that'd be greatly appreciated. And yeah, with that being said, it's been your boy Dusty, and I'm out. Peace.